It looks easy, but it feels scary. My wife is there somewhere taking this one.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Here we are in our Grand Canyon trip. Third time
Ui,
for me and
hey
first time for my
crew,
wife. After a series of delays
Alhamdulillah, we
in
got
several flights, we
everything.
finally reached our hotel. And by the time we reached the hotel, it was already early morning in Pittsburgh time. However, we still managed to get some rest for several hours and got on the road. Now heading towards Flagstaff first. Ahead of us is the snow-capped Humphreys Peak, which looked spectacular every time we were on the curve, and the Humphreys Peak is ahead of us and it shows its beauty in a different way. We drove through the Flagstaff downtown a little bit before we got on Route 80. We missed the spot, so we turned our car around and took this detour just to see this Humphreys Peak and thinking of taking some beautiful pictures here. Didn't know how long the trail was and where it's going to lead us, but it was pretty cool to drive on this trail. And this is where we spotted our first wildlife. There were several deer crossing the road.
We just drove over this dusty road, left our vehicle there just to enjoy this snow-capped mountain. I think it's Humphreys Peak, 12,000 feet elevation. We actually drove further there before stopping here. We saw 2 deer. First wildlife spotting here. Looking forward to spot some elk.
I intentionally selected this route thinking that it would be scenic to drive through Coconino National Forest, and sure it was. Now we are heading towards the Grand Canyon Junction, and here we are. First, we drove through this little town for a little bit before we reached the gate for ticketing. We used our national park pass, so it was a easy breeze. And here we are at the visitor center of the Grand Canyon. No world-class camera can do justice to the views that someone sees with his or her eyes. Here, the sheer beyond vast area talks to you in certain way. And here we are, enjoying the view. Here I'm about
All the
to
way there.
attempt walking to the edge of this ledge here. I first attempted this in 2014 and
looks
it was
easy,
pretty
but it
scary, but
feels
this
scary.
time it was a little easier.
My wife is there somewhere taking this one. Ui.
We took it easy. We knew there was not that much time left before sunset. So we got on the bus and tried to see all the scenic overlooks that were designated on the map. Here we started with Trailview Overlook. I actually walked down the stairs all the way.
These are a big problem today. Look at that. Too bad they won't let us fly drones here, but if they did. Now we're gonna go down. It's pretty cool. For some reason, no one came to this point, but look at that.
From this point, suddenly I looked up and saw a tree moving. Next thing I know, there was a bighorn sheep walking towards my wife. She was a little bit scared, but luckily that sheep did not act aggressively, and she managed to come down fast and meet
There
me
are people all the
safely.
way down there hiking down or some climbing up. It's the first wildlife capture from this close. Bighorn sheep with the whole family. Hope they don't chase us. Wow, beautiful. Hope they go away so that we can walk. They did. They're standing on the edge. Two babies, mom and dad. As you can see, 4 bighorn sheep, 2 adults, 2 babies. They came from here and now they're on top. Beautiful animal. Hi babies.
That's absolutely necessary.
Finally, we decided to walk past them, and it was all good from that point. Somehow, I totally miscalculated the time of the sunset, and that made me an hour short. That's the main reason we could not go all the way to the Hermit's Point.
Just amazing. It's the whole south rim, but you get a whole different view from each designated overlooks, and each are unique. Dekar moto. Wow. So there's something I wanted to point out to you. Right there, there's a big piece of rock, big slab. It's perhaps 2 school bus size, but I've been seeing it since 2014 when I was here first time. Still there. It's not gonna go anywhere unless something else falls down. But look at this. Sun, cloud, and the whole shaded area now. So I was recording this and then I spotted this black cave hole, whatever area. That's pretty neat. I wonder if anyone ever hiked there.
You also have the best view.
This is right before the sunset. It is 7:29 p.m. Arizona time. Just spectacular.
As I mentioned before, we were cutting close, but at this point, we were extremely happy to see the sunset here.
Probably. And she's like, I'm not that weird. She's like, I'm not that weird. Yeah, Mom told me.
Sun is setting. Beautiful sunset.
Right after this point, we went back to our lodge to clean up, get some rest, and prepare for dinner before we went out for stargazing.
So we are off to a special mission now. We are going for stargazing, and we will go to the visitor center first, and then perhaps Mathers Point, because currently the Milky Way is laying horizontal, but the sky is full of stars, like millions of them. So let's see. Millions of stars visible. Perhaps not seen by the camera video, but we are seeing the whole Milky Way.
Oh, the sky
with
was
plain eyes from
absolutely
Mathers Point.
beyond fantastic. Sadly, I was not able to catch some good pictures. However, I still managed to get these two pictures. That's going to give you some ideas.
Sunrise is happening over the Grand Canyon. But the cool thing is that sun is gonna make that whole area look brighter and brighter slowly. And there it is, within a matter of seconds.
Anytime you visit Grand Canyon, you must come here early morning to see the sunrise. On the east, you get to see the sun rise pretty fast. And then you get to see the whole area on the left lit up from that sunshine. And if you visit this on a clear day during fall or winter time, the morning dew makes it look shinier.
So while I was doing the video, this thing caught my attention. Look at that. Amazing. I would like to hike down there. My watch is not accurate. I know it's over 7,200 feet above the sea level. But it is so cool that we are sitting here. And those things are way down below. And the sunrise is in there. And it's making that wall looking brighter and brighter every second. So cute. It is so amazing to walk on this path early morning. It is 5:51 a.m. It's cold, but man, what an experience. Like every yard you walk, the view is different, the feeling is different.
That thing used to have a scope on top, and here's an old picture to show it.
We just parked at something called Grand View Lookout, and they don't call it Grand View for no reason. And if you look far away, that's the Humphreys Peak snow cap, and the helicopter just flew by. I don't think my GoPro can zoom it that far, but
Now we are covering all the points on the east side. I was surprised to see that they closed the Yaqui Point for drivers and allowed only the shuttle bus. But that would increase our hiking time significantly, so we had to abandon that plan
Look at
that
all
we
the cool
had
bikes.
to hike all the way to the Ua point.
Look at that. Subhanallah, look. Wow.
Temperature here was absolutely wonderful. It was only around 80 degrees, but it was extremely bright and the atmosphere was very dry. I could not believe that just hiking back up from here made me tired.
I wish I
And
could
next
sit
thing
on
I
that
know,
side,
it
but-
was the dehydration that caused it. Luckily, some Gatorade took care of it. So keep that in mind.
How would you like to see this from your driver's seat or passenger seat?
Oh, breathtaking.
Absolutely true. The view from any point is absolutely breathtaking. Here we are at the last viewpoint that we wanted to check before we are heading out of the Grand Canyon area and driving towards Sedona.